Hey guys, Bowie here, and this is why Arteezy is a god of the teleport scroll. I believe a lot of people, I'm certain that a lot of people understand how powerful teleports in general are.
Eternal Envy, 2 minutes on the sideline, Universe, he's going in, he's going for the GG, he's on the back of the range creep, Up-Bed's here as well, Fnatic are actually doing this, they're going for the full GG, mid one's come for the defense, Modification's not there!
They are a powerful mechanic that exists in Dota, yet a lot of people overlook what even a smaller and less powerful version of a teleport can do. The way Arteezy plays the entire enemy team with this one simple item is great, and I just want to share it with you guys. As you can see, Arteezy was chasing the center while pressuring for the runes, and his first TP is just back to the tower as he shrines. That's a slightly risky TP since it's a small distance, but he's winning this lane by a long margin, and he had vision of Rubik and Jakiro being bottom as he chased. And overall, it's unlikely that with this good of a start being full HP and with treads, he will die to a rotation, but this can be greedy when you're not owning your lane, so be careful. Worth noting that when Arteezy buys TPs again, he already gets two to make sure that he will always have one. You know, the first step in using your TP scrolls well is having them in your inventory.
What's the move here? The C9 go for throws, they've got to back off, they're not even going for the racks right now. Where are the TPs? Vata does not have a TP. Envy also I don't think has a TP. No one has TPs. This is Familius getting the stuns, they're going for the throne! Oh no!
The next TP is a very unique one and probably a tip you will not need to use in your games, unless, you know, you have people cutting waves in your MMR. But Arteezy got left alone against the center, and he was cutting waves because he was being harassed. The planning that goes into this one kill is probably more than I planned for one entire game, but note that the center has a TP scroll, so for Arteezy to even dream of killing him, he has to either be really low HP or have someone with him, which right now he doesn't have. So Arteezy just keeps farming the camps around, farming the wave, until eventually he realizes that the center might be low HP enough, and his Ember is also going for this play. He could have killed the creep before TPing to be even more stealthy about it, but center was probably not looking. But yeah, he just waits, it's nighttime, so even though it feels like he's close, the center doesn't have any vision, and they get close enough and get the kill. And there you go, he loses about 2 creeps for this play, and at the same time, he's shutting down the offlaner even more. Eventually, the Slark shows up to his lane, since the center cannot lane anymore against Arteezy, and PL doesn't particularly want to be against a Slarking lane right now. You would think that the right move here would be to TP bottom, but we don't even know if the Slark TP to be top. In fact, as a fight brews bottom, you can clearly see that Sumail had a TP available the whole time. Basically, what Arteezy wants right now is a lane to farm, but just because he saw Sumail going bottom doesn't mean he can TP top or he should TP top. After that fight is over, he will have his TP on cooldown, and most players will definitely go for his lane, especially if he's in the dead lane. What he does instead, use the fact that a fight is going on bottom to push middle during catapult time. This will 100% lure someone to be mid. And look what happens afterwards. Arteezy finishes his Yasha seconds later and instantly TPs bottom to fight and use that power spike. Because of that play mid, not only he gets a kill bottom, but he gets one knowing that the scariest hero from Radiant cannot do a thing right now. One of the big mistakes scary players do all the time is how they use their TPs in the mid game. You know that feeling of, if I push this lane any further I will die because they're gonna TP to a tower? What most people do then is TP after they finish what they consider to be safe creeps. When you do that, you're literally playing with fire. Not only you intentionally decide to get stuck in a lane where maybe 4 or 5 enemy heroes are waiting for you, you also have no control over what's going on. What Arteezy does constantly is controlling the narrative. If you can force someone into the lane first, then you can decide out of the entire map where you want to be, and almost 100% sure you're gonna be safer than if you just TP'd randomly. The trick on knowing when you can just show and hit a tower is previous knowledge. If you check Arteezy's camera perspective, he gets a clear shot of 3 heroes being mid. He also saw a glimpse of a Rubik TP in the same lane. It's really unlikely that Jakiro stops setting up for this, so Arteezy knows he is relatively safe, pushing this tower, and the end result? He forces 2 TPs to that lane, but only one of these TPs is known at the time. Radiant actually goes really sneaky on this one, trying to somehow bait Arteezy to fight the center, since, well, he's 3 levels ahead of him, so he feels comfortable doing that, that's his job. And watch Arteezy now just dodging the gank and later TPing away. He knows he cannot be ganked here while he farms on the best areas in the map. But just enough so that he finishes his Manta, and then he groups up middle with his team. That's a huge power spike. His item being done, nighttime coming for the Night Stalker. He fights a whole lot here. They secure the mid tier 1 tower, and as he farms the Ancients, note that most of the Radiant heroes are gathering around the tier 1 top tower, and the easiest and safest place for Arthur to be is just bottom. He fought with his power spike, and now he wants another one. For Radiant to gank Arteezy, they would have to somehow TP the entire team from top to bottom, so that's why pushing mid, for instance, is way more dangerous than bot, because some heroes can TP, while other heroes that are top can just connect, making the gank attempt way more feasible if he's mid than if he's bottom. As he gets into the side chop, he gets those 2 TPs we talked about, and for the most part, he knows where everyone is, so pushing bottom is completely okay. That's what he should be doing, in fact. Eventually, a fight starts brewing bottom, and he is nearby, so he considers going, but his team clearly fucked that one up. Arthur has vision of 5 heroes bottom, so what's the best place in the map right now for him to farm? It's clearly top. The creeps are reaching the tower, even though top is what people would consider to be the dead lane. At this time, in this scenario, it's the best place to be. As he pushes top, note how he constantly has vision of 2 to 3 heroes, but that's not enough for him to try and get the tower for now, since his Diffusal Blade is about to be done. Arteezy dies in a fight, and when he respawns, he sees 3 dead heroes. In this scenario, even though top is pushing really hard into the tower, Arteezy decides to TP bottom, because in case everyone TPs to the closest building to Arteezy, the moment they respawn, he has more time to perceive everyone missing if he's bottom than top, because the distance is larger. He is also way closer to his shrine, the farming patterns are way better close to the triangle, and they eventually get a great fight middle. They take a tower, but note that Arthur doesn't TP immediately, even though top is really pushed. Unless Arteezy had vision of 5 heroes bottom in their tier 3 tower, he would always leave top for either his Night Stalker or Ember to deep push, because they're bulkier, they have more escapes, and Arteezy just wants to accelerate right now. But eventually they win another fight middle, they take the tower, and he finally TPs away to his shrine. Kind of a short distance TP, but he also made sure to farm that camp, so it kinda compensates. But yeah, in general, be wary of your TPs. Try to think whether you're TPing because you saw creeps hitting a tower, or because you know it's safe, or a good idea to be somewhere else. Forcing TPs to then find your safe place is something extremely underrated in low MMR games in general, and you can for sure benefit from thinking more about your TPs. Guys, thank you a lot for liking, commenting, and subscribing. As most of you know, I've been tuning up my Patreon to keep increasing this channel's quality. We have a goal for 100 patrons that would allow me to hire an editor, drop more videos, stream more, coach, and grow with you guys. So make sure to check it out if you like this channel. And if you can help, there's always social media to be followed and this video to be shared. Thank you a lot, and bye.